silver, glamis, all, as the weird woman promised, and I fear thou playest most foully for't. Yet it was said, it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. It there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why, by their verities, on thee made good, may they not be on my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here is our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all the things unbecoming tonight. We hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll leave request to your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie, forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my lord.
We should have else desired your good advice in this day's council, but will take tomorrow. Is't far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time. Twixt this and supper, go not my horses the better. I must become a borrower of the night, for dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their heavens with strange invention. But of that of tomorrow, therewithal shall we have the cause of state craving us jointly. Hie you to horse, adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord, our time does call upon you.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time, till 7 at night, to make society the sweeter welcome. We will keep ourselves, till supper time alone. Well then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. Nothing but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royal nature reigns that would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor. To act in safety there is none but he whose being I do not fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. It is said, Mark Antony was by Caesar. He chid the sisters, when they first put the name of the king upon me, and bade me to speak of him. Then prophet-like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my gripe, thence to be wrecked with an unlineal hand. No son of mine succeeding, if 't be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them the gracious Duncan I have murdered, but put rancorns in the vessels of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather that so, come fate to the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, have you considered my speeches? Known was it he in times past which you held so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self.
He made it known to thee.
So, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. If you have a station in the file, not tith the worst rank of manhood, say't. And I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world. No weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any change, to mend it or be rid on't.
You know, Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So he is mine, in such a bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, making the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
I shall, my lord, perform what you command me.
Your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourself, and to leave no rubs nor botches in your work. Fleance, his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourself apart. I'll come to you anon.
I am resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight If it find heaven, must find out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king, I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Not had all spent, where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, than be destruction, dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making? Using those thoughts which should indeed have died, with them they think on? Things without all remedy should be without regret. What's done is done.
We have scotched the snake, not killed it. These terrible dreams that shake us lightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torch of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy.
Come on, gentle my lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so, I pray, be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present his eminence, both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must have our honors in these flattering streams, and make our faces vizards to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou know'st that Banquo and his fleance lives.
But in them nature's copy's not a turn.
There's comfort yet, they are assailable.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces the great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes the wing to rooky wood. Good things of the day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents their presence do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill, so, prithee, go with me.
I hear horses.
Give us a light there, ho! It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Out of all the reindeers, you know you're the mastermind. Run, run, Rudolph, Randolph ain't too far behind. Run, run, Rudolph, Santa's got to make it to town.
Hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks, they are all welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Be large in mirth, anon, we'll drink in measure. 'Tis blood upon thy face. 'Tis Banquo's then? 'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut, that I did for him. Most royally, sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I else had been perfect. Whole is the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, crippled, confined, bound in. Too saucy doubts and fears, but Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord, a safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least death to nature.
Thanks for that. There's the grown serpent lies, the worm that's fled. Hath nature in that time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone tomorrow. We'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer, the feast is sold. The sauce to meat is ceremony. Beating bear without you.
Sweet remembrance!
May it please your highness sit.
The table's full!
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Which of you have done this? Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends, my lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will be well again. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one that dare look upon that, which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear, shame itself. Why do you make such faces when all's done? You look but on a stool.
Prithee there! Behold! Lo! Look! How say you?
What? Quite a man in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him!
Fie for shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now, I the olden time, ere human stature purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear the times have been, that when brains were out the man would die, and were there an end, but now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack.
I do forget. Do not muse on me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmary, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love, and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fill. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to with my dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all, our duties and the pledge.
Our duties and our pledge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes, which thou hast dare glare at me. I trembling inhibit, then protest me, the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence!
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting, with most admired disorder.
Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud? With our special wonder, you make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights, and keep natural the ruby of your cheeks, when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him, and once good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by maggot pies and coughs, and rooks brought forth the secrets man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning. Which is which?
How say'st thou, that Macduff desires his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send, and the bedtimes I will, to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know, by worst means, the worst. For my own good, all cause shall give in way. I am in blood.
You lack the seasons of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abused is the initiate fear that wants hard use.
Why now, Hecate? You look angrily.
Have I not reason, beldams, as you are saucy and overbold? How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or show the glory of our art. But make amends now, get you gone and at the pit of Acheron. Meet me ith morning, thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide your charms and everything beside. I'm for there this night, and I'll spend unto a dismissal and fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon, and that magic's light shall rise such artificial spirits as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him into his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes above wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark! I am called Little Spirit. See, sits in a foggy cloud, and it stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret further. Only I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead, and the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you, Fleon's killed, for Fleon's fled. Men must not walk too late. Who can outwant the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and Donald Blaine to kill their gracious father? Damned fact, how did it grieve Macbeth! He did not straight in pious rage the 2 delinquents tear, that the slaves of drink and the thralls of sleep? Was not thy nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear thy men deny it. So that I say he has borne all things well, and I do think that he had Duncan's son under his key, as an and please heaven, he shall not, they should find that 'twere to kill a father, so should Fleance. But peace, but from broad words, and 'cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I can hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these, with him above, to ratify the work, we may again give our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets of bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honors, all of which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperate their king, that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Said he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute, Sir, not I. The cloudy messenger turns me his back, and hums, as who should say, You'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer.
And that well might advise him to a caution to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England, and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
On to court.
I don't know why. Just like I can't say saucy. Okay, go.
How to do mine.
What? Quite unmanned in folly.
I hear the horses.
Maxine and Sin and Fiona marching are about to perform scene 5. Yeah. And Molly's over here.
Are you filming?
Yeah. And I'm right here.